If you want to support the channel, go check out my Patreon. There's rewards like end of video shoutouts and even featuring in a video. More rewards will be added and I'd love to hear from you guys to know what I should add. For more information, go to patreon.com/Maqwell. And with 3 matches remaining, those being Cagliari, Inter Milan, both at home, and then finally an away match to end off the season against Chievo Verona. It's kind of a confusing explanation of how we can qualify for the Champions League, but basically, we just need to get results. Cagliari. 14 minutes into the match, Venezia already finding an attack as it's Kessié now. He passes it to Chiesa, who slips past his defender and finds the back of the net. I thought that was going to be safe, but nonetheless, 1-0 to Venezia, and that's actually how the match would end. Yeah, pretty boring match, but hey, 3 points. So with the Cagliari match pretty much done and over with already, let's look at the table once again. It gets a little more simpler. There is a bit more complication if it gets to that point, but we'll talk about that in a second. Pretty much, our next match is Inter Milan, and if we win or draw, we automatically qualify no matter what happens. But if we lose the match, another match alongside the Inter Milan versus Venezia match is Napoli versus Roma. And say either of those teams go out with a win and we lose, we qualify. If these teams draw against each other and we lose, we still are at risk of not qualifying. Pretty simple stuff. I mean, like, the best way to deal with this is to win, but it is Inter Milan, so, you know, we'll see what happens. So next up, Inter Milan. It's a rainy night here in Venice, and hopefully we can qualify today. 4 minutes into the match, already a chance for Inter Milan though. It's Bastoni, our future center back, passing it to Volan, to Jordan, passing it to Lukaku, and Lukaku takes the shot. Good save by the keeper.
Oh, they played it short. Looking for teammates in the middle. He's met that so sweetly on the volley.
Our game is $60. Experience the most authentic footballing experience ever. And with physical pain out of the way, now that that's over, we have a counterattack here for Venezia as it's Kessié to Chiesa. Chiesa using the pace, the afterburners to get away from the Inter defense, and it's straight at the keeper. Inter once again on the attack as it's Kevin Volan. Volan lobbing it up to Filip Kostic. And now Kostic just waits a bit, crosses it in for Lukaku, and he just barely misses the net. Right before the end of the half, a chance for Venezia actually going over the added time, but Pulisic getting past Melendo, and now he passes it to Fiorellino. Through ball to Lasagna.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Caramel. Alan, we know they want to win the title, but what they have done today is made sure that they play Champions League football next season.
And so we've done it. We've qualified for the Champions League. We've come so far. And finally, after 4 seasons, we have qualified for Europe's biggest competition yet. So as we have qualified, yes, we could still risk having to go through the Champions League playoff round. I kind of just want to chill out against Chievo Verona, play some of the youth academy graduates here, Francesco Rizzo, and also Daniele Esposito. So here it is, the last match of the Serie A season of Season 4. Chievo Verona. 37 minutes played, first chance of the match. I mean, it made sense because this Venezia team definitely wasn't as good as the other ones we put out. But here is Lombardi. Lombardi threads it to this bald fella. Who could that be? That is Daniele Esposito on his Serie A debut, his first Venezia match, and he scores. Counter-attack for the Arancioneroverde now as it's Rizzo. He passes it to Giuseppe Colombo, one of our best youth academy graduates out there, passing it back to Rizzo. And Rizzo gets fouled in the box. Not really sure if that was really a penalty, but nonetheless, it's a penalty. No one really a penalty taker on this team, but Dylan Mbayo doesn't disappoint. 2-0 to Venezia. That's how that match would end. 3 points to our name and no playoff round for us next season. So our first final, Sevilla, Venezia. Sevilla, very well known for winning a lot of Europa Leagues, obviously. They've also won under, Dude, I don't want to say it. Do I really have to say it?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Unai Emery. But nonetheless, our very first European competition, and we managed to advance to the finals. So without further ado, let's get into this. First chance for Sevilla, and they are trying to draw first blood as it's En-Nesyri here. As he dribbles around trying to scout someone out, he passes it to Berghuis to Oliver Torres, and Oliver Torres discovers the fact that he is just left all by himself, finesses it into the back of the net, and it's way too simple for Sevilla. Already after just 13 minutes. Venezia with their first chance as it's Kessié. He passes it to Kevin Lasagna, back heel to Riccardi, and now Riccardi passing it to Pulisic running down the wing here. Pulisic not enough players in the middle, so he just passes it back to Riccardi, to Fiorellino. Fiorellino all by himself, and what a curl into the back of the net. It's 1-1 here in Paris. 53 minutes played, Kessié whipping in a free kick for Lasagna, and it's cleared out. A good delivery attempt there, but I mean, a pretty simple clearance for the Sevilla defender. Now Venezia with the corner though, it's Fiorellino, he whips it in, it's punched out by the keeper, going out to Chiesa to Pulisic. Pulisic then tries to curl it, but it's blocked by a Sevilla defender. And practically right after that chance, Sevilla come up with their own creation here as McKennie now just dribbles it. He then threads it to Lopez, Ronnie Lopez on the wing. Now Ronnie Lopez brings it to En-Nesyri. Nesyri then just crosses it in for Garcia, and he just misses the net. 73 minutes played, another chance for Sevilla, and now it's Garcia once again on the wing, not offside, as he then just crosses it in for Nesyri, and it's straight at the keeper. Once again, the onslaught of Sevilla attacks as this time a free kick. It's headed out by Kessié, but as far as McKennie, now it's to Esquerdo, back to McKennie, back to Esquerdo. He passes it to Lopez, but it's blocked, luckily enough. A very clutch performance by the Venezia defense so far. And with the 90 minutes over, we go into extra time. Let's get it, boys. 99 minutes played. It's the chance for Venezia. It really wasn't that much of an eventful extra time, but it's Pessina with the shot and a great save by the keeper. Now 113 minutes played. The legs are getting tired. Everyone's getting more desperate. They want a piece of that silverware. As now Ronnie Lopez, with no one around him, he crosses it in for Oliver Torres, who misses the net. I have no idea how he missed that. And just like that, it's a penalty shootout in the Europa League final. So there was a reason why I put this final before the Coppa Italia. Because this game fucking sucks. I mean, seriously. You could not make this up. Look at that. Look at that. I tell you guys this all the time, right? The only reason I really am having any fun with this game is because of the editing. This is another perfect example of what I mean by that. I won't even commentate over this bullshit. You know exactly what's gonna happen now. I'm angry. You have every right to be as well, and you should be. This relatively entertaining final turned into this shit show. F this game. Yeah, we won the Europa League, and am I proud of this? F no. F this game. Yeah, this is out of character a little bit, but what the f else am I supposed to do? Support this garbage game made by inept developers who know nothing but monetary gain? F that shit, man. June 15th, 1941. Associazione Calcio Venezia faced AS Roma in the Coppa Italia final, which would see these two battle it out in a two-legged final. In the end, it would be Ezio Loic to bring it home for Venezia in the 73rd minute to give them their first ever trophy. Now it's May 18th, 2023, a new era of Venezia in the form of simply named Venezia FC. They have the chance to wipe away the last 82 years of pain and complete and utter heartbreak and reclaim the Coppa Italia. So without further ado, it's time. This stadium is absolutely packed, and why wouldn't it be? Venezia versus Lazio, a very well-known rivalry in this series so far. But here it's Riccardi passing it to Fiorellino. Fiorellino somehow just easily gets past Luis Felipe, and there it is, 1-0 to Venezia after just 6 minutes. It's Luca Fiorellino, never forget the name, as this might be one of the very last matches he ever starts that is as important as this one. 19 minutes played, it's a chance for Venezia once again to attack. It's Fiorellino to Kessier, great vision by Kessier, it's Riccardi to make it 2, and it's a great save by the keeper. Another chance for Venezia to possibly make it 2, but it's a Lazio defender tackling Riccardi, and Alessio actually gets injured by that tackle, but nonetheless, it's a counter attack for Lazio. It moves on as it's Ilhan Sacco, our former target as a striker. He passes it to Chiene. Chiene, fake shot around Chiesa, and now he passes it back to Ilhan Sacco. Ilhan Sacco on the wing. He then crosses it in. It's a good punch out by the keeper. It only goes to Cistana, who makes a bad pass. Now it's Castaldi on the ball to Hernani. It's way too simple for Lazio. A mistake in the cup final. Such a Maqwell thing to do. Nearing halftime as it's Callum Wilson getting tackled by random 99 pace Cistana there. But now he passes it to the man, Valerio Romano, one of our most successful youth academy graduates. Great through ball to Luca Fiorellino, left all by himself, and a great finish near post. It's 2-1 to Venezia. Once again, don't forget the name, Luca Fiorellino, as he once again continues his successes in this cup final. The mission to put Lazio away begins, as now it's Venezia with another attack. It's Fiorellino, he gets past another defender, and it's Luis Felipe, but a good save by the keeper nonetheless. Lazio not going to give up that easily though, as now it's Cataldi to Hernani. Hernani scouts out Sacco on the edge of the box. Sacco then tries to cross it. It's deflected off Armini, but somehow Lazio with the goal. It's 2-2 in the cup final. Lazio once again coming back from another 1-goal deficit. But right off kickoff, Venezia were just done with Lazio's business, as now it's Pulisic here. Pulisic, he passes it to Yusuf Mali, who replaced Riccardi earlier, to Lasagna, who finds that top left corner. It's 3-2 to Venezia in the Coppa Italia final. Who wants it more? Well, obviously right now, it's Venezia FC. Don't forget that name. Lazio with the chance to equalize once again, as it's now Fuchs. It drops to him, but Armini gets the tackle. Bad clearance though, only to Hernani, to Sacco, back to Hernani. But it's just such a simple shot and a simple save for Rodak in the end of that.
And the final whistle, the cup issue is settled. A story of one side celebrating and the other distraught. And Lee, memories are being made.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter how much money you've got in the bank. Players will always look back at moments like these. These moments where you pick trophies up, you win medals. Absolutely brilliant for this group of players.
Yeah, you can see what it means to this tight-knit team. Real solidarity.
Well, it's these moments, Derek, when you get your hands on the silverware. That little medal that goes around your neck might seem small now, but you look back at that, show your grandkids. Absolutely superb memories these players will have of this game.
There's a special moment in the career of any footballer. And now for the trophy lift itself. The cup winners.
Yeah, it's been a long, old road to get to this point. They're going to celebrate now, and certainly celebrate long into the night, I think.
There's always the element of chance in a cup competition, but my goodness, they've taken the rough with the smooth, and now they savour the moment. And this is really special, getting to celebrate in front of your own fans, Lee.
Well, it's giving something back. These fans have travelled all over the place following their team. Now they get to join in the celebrations, go into the crowd and give them the cup. That's what I say.
Well, then it might never find its way to the trophy cabinet, Lee.
Well, all that hard work along the way in this tournament all comes together at the end when you pick the trophy up. Just look at them celebrating. A brilliant moment.
Hard work indeed, Lee. The trophy now in their possession.
And with the win against Lazio in the Coppa Italia, we have 2 trophies now. One more illegitimate than the other one, but hey, 2 trophies. That's a good season in my opinion. Also, just to look at the table, still a bit of a shock. We finished 2nd in the league. Don't get me wrong, there were teams like Roma who had 25 wins and 11 draws. But still, this just feels very weird to me. But we did end up having one of the best goal differentials, the second best goal differential actually behind Juventus. We had 83 goals scored this season. But here's the full version of the table. Of course, Milan winning the league. Then it's us in second, Roma third, fourth Napoli. Juventus doesn't even make the Champions League this season. And also Inter doesn't even make the Champions League this season. But then again, I wouldn't even say this is unrealistic. This is 2023 and there's plenty of talent in the Roma sides and Napoli sides. And also Milan. I mean, finally they actually got something going. Speaking of Milan, here's the Champions League final. It looks like we've gone back to the, I guess, the early 2000s because this is Manchester United versus AC Milan. But here's a look at the top scorers. First place was Silva from Milan with 24 goals. Then we have Romelu Lukaku with 21. Third place is Cristiano Ronaldo with 20. Our top scorer was once again Kevin Lasagna. He has less goals this season, but I don't think that really matters. We still scored more goals than we did last season. And I mean, Kessié also had 13 goals. He's ranked 13th in the top scorers list. Assist wise, we have a tie in the top three. Sigurdsson, Locatelli, and Benacer all had 13 assists. And then finally to end that off, it's our own Yannick Kessié with 11 assists, and as well as Alessio Riccardi with 11 assists. Clean sheets wise, it wasn't that great to be honest for us. But to round off the top three, it's Lopez with 22 clean sheets, then Szczesny in second with 21, and also Donnarumma with 21 in third place. Marek Rodak ended up ranking in the 7th position with 13 clean sheets. I think that was a mixture of him not being that great at the beginning of the season, and also our defense being absolute bots this season. But now let's take a look at the actual club stats here. Kevin Lasagna, our top scorer, again, 32 goals and 12 assists. He was also top scorer in the Europa League, by the way. Now we have Yannick Kessié, 19 goals, 7 assists. Such a solid season for this guy, and my god, he is such an impact player. Luca Fiordolino, even with 7 goals and 9 assists in the Serie A, I would still say that was a pretty good season for him. And also not to mention the 8 goals and 3 assists in the Europa League. Federico Chiesa, he started out pretty slow, but as the second half of the season started, he really started to pick things up. 9 goals and 6 assists in the Serie A, and then you have 1 goal and 5 assists in the Europa League. Not to mention those 2 life-saving goals in the Coppa Italia. Alessio Riccardi, the assist god, 12 goals, 19 assists. He definitely improved from last season, I can tell you that. Christian Pulisic, I would very much say that he wasn't the impact player that I said in the announcement, but he still was a pretty good player. I'd say that with his pace, he kind of acted like a better version of Zotiel. 7 goals, 2 assists. I think that production will definitely go up in next season. Then we have our fan favorite, Yuri Senesi, the sensei himself. This man managed to still get 22 appearances in this squad. He's 69 rated. That is the highest he will reach, by the way. We're not going to sell him, though. I told you that already. But still, 4 goals in the Serie A and 2 goals and 1 assist in the Europa League. Not to mention also a goal in the Coppa Italia. Dylan Mbayo, I would say he did all right. Now, I'm not going to sell him because he's definitely a good backup winger. But 5 goals, 4 assists, 1 assist in the Europa League. I mean, a bit of a down season, but it's fine. Youssef Male, another player that I wasn't really expecting to start that much for us, but still, off the bench, 2 goals and 7 assists. There's also Giuseppe Colombo with 3 goals and 4 assists, by the way. Kind of forgot to edit that bit in. Marco Lombardi, he started out pretty well. 8 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. Valerio Romano, one of the best academy graduates out there. I mean, he's tall, he's fast, and he's a very solid fullback. 1 goal, he somehow scored a goal, but he also had 7 assists. 4 in the Serie A and 2 in the Europa League. And then we have Daniele Esposito, the last of our goal scorers. He had 1 appearance and he scored once. Then we look at the other players here. Matteo Pessina never scored a goal, but he did assist 8 times. 6 times in the league and also once in the Europa League, once in the Coppa Italia. Fabio De Paoli, I wouldn't say he had a terrible season. I would say he actually had a pretty good season. He had a lot of tackles that proved to be very vital against very big teams, because if he wasn't there, oh man, oh, the goals would have been leaking. Alessandro Semprini, The sad thing is, he actually did pretty well for when he came off the bench. He is leaving. Looking at some of the center backs, we have Andrea Cistana. Pretty good season for him. He actually had the most clean sheets out of all of our center backs. Nicola Armini, I am honestly sad to say this, but he kind of had a bad season. Marek Rodak, another player that we will replace next season because we're getting Alex Meret for next season. But still, I would say he had a pretty decent season. Second half of the season, he was absolutely excellent. The first half of the season, we probably want to forget that. And now looking at the squad itself, Christian Pulisic, he upgraded once. That's pretty much it, all I gotta say. Kevin Lasagna, again, his rating just doesn't show what he can actually do. He has that pace, so that's probably why he can score that many goals. But also not to mention, he's pretty tall for someone with 90 pace. So Kevin Lasagna, great player, but he is aging. Federico Chiesa, I don't think he's actually upgraded once. Still though, I think he at least deserved it. He has a potential of 85, so I'm not really sure why he didn't grow. Luca Fiorellino, finally he's 75 rated by the way, and still solid stats for what he's capable of. Obviously that 75 is going to be upgraded to an 86 when we put in Thomas Lemar. But Fiorellino, he did a lot of great service for us. Alessio Riccardi is now 81 rated. Our all-around tank himself, Fonkianic Kessier, 83 rated. I don't think he even upgraded either, which is kind of surprising. Valerio Romano went from a 77, I believe, to an 80. So 19 years old. I mean, that's incredible. Captain Italia went to an 80 rating finally in his 4th season at the club. He's only 22 years old, so we definitely won't sell him, but I think we need an improvement. Andrea Cistana, 80 rated. There are a lot of clubs actually wanting him, so maybe we sell him next season. We got De Pauli here, who went from a 74 to a 76, so well done to him. Then we got Marek Rodak going from a 78 to an 80 rating, so that's pretty good. Alessandro Semprini, you can look at his stats once again. I mean, he had decent stats, 79 pace, 74 defending, but he will be leaving. Giuseppe Colombo, at just 17 years old, he's got 91 pace, so he's on the verge of 99 at this point. Daniele Esposito, looking very promising at just 61 rated and 17 years old. He's 6'2", weak foot of 5-star, but pace of 80 and physical of 77. Man, if he had just come in earlier, just would have been so fun to play with. We have Lombardi here, 68 rating. He grew from, I believe, a 66, so well done to him. We have Mancini here, which I don't think I'm going to use that much, to be honest. And then Rizzo here, 17 years old, 85 pace. The weak foot and skill moves. Not it, Chief, but still, very good solid option that we could use in the next season. And like I said before, we're getting new additions to the squad next season from those pre-contract deals. Alex Meret, he's 86 rated. Alessandro Bastoni, who has a potential of 85, now 81 rated. Denzel Dumfries, actually, I think he's reached his potential, but he's 82 rated. Much faster. I think he has a better stamina as well, so that's good. And then finally, Thomas Lemar, 86 rated. And why don't you know it? We've finally been blessed with money. It's a miracle, I know. We qualify for the Champions League and magic just happens. Just like that. Snap of a finger. But 54.5 million in the bank, not to mention we have the preseason tournament that hopefully we'll win. So now, as it is the transfer Q&A, I'll just throw out the ideas of what I need, and you people will suggest me those players, and then the transfer Q&A will come out this Friday. So the main priorities I'm thinking so far are the striking position and the center back position. Kevin Lasagna is a fantastic striker, don't get me wrong, but he's 30 years old. On the other hand, a center back. As much as I want to keep Captain Italia a thing in the squad, I mean, if he's going to perform like he has been, I think we need an improvement. And if we want to do well in the Champions League, I think an elite center back would be a great option. And then anything else to just improve the depth overall, better midfielders, maybe another backup left back because both of our left backs have terrible stamina. Just really anything, you know, just suggest anything, but mainly strikers and center backs. And one note for the striker, he needs pace. That's really all I need from a striker, because if the striker has pace, he can do a lot of things. Tall strikers don't do anything in this game anymore, especially in FIFA 20. But yeah, so transfer Q&A Friday. I've already told you guys the main priorities and who I should buy, or at least asking who I should buy. And yeah, I'll see you guys for that transfer Q&A.